In this section, we're going to take a look at collections of nervous tissue. What we will see in the nervous system is that there are sometimes clusters of different kinds of portions of nervous tissue. A ganglion, or ganglia, plural, is a cluster of neuronal cell bodies located in the peripheral nervous system. And we'll take a look at a picture of that in just a second. Ganglia are closely associated with the cranial and spinal nerves. A nucleus is a cluster of neuronal cell bodies located in the central nervous system. In this picture, we can see the spinal cord, and these things are the spinal nerves that emanate out from the spinal cord. Near the spinal cord, you can see these little enlarged areas. Over here, we can see what's inside of them. These are neurons, and these are neuron cell bodies, and so there's a cluster of neuron cell bodies in these bulbous type structures. This collection is called a ganglion. Bundles of axons are referred to as nerves. So let's make sure we understand the difference between a neuron and a nerve. A nerve is a cluster of axons. It's not one neuron, it's a bundle of axons of neurons, and they are located in the peripheral nervous system. Think of something like a telephone cable that consists of a bunch of wires running through it. The whole cable would be a nerve, and each individual wire running through that cable is an axon. There are cranial nerves and there are spinal nerves, and we'll look at those in more detail in a later chapter. A tract is a bundle of axons that's located in the central nervous system. So in the central nervous system, in particular the spinal cord, what we will find is a cluster of axons that run in the same direction. For instance, some axons run up toward the brain, whereas other axons run down from the brain. These tracts connect neurons in the brain and the spinal cord to each other. As we can see in this picture, here's an individual axon. And so a nerve is a whole cluster of axons. This isn't one axon, this is what's called a fascicle. You'll recognize this term from when we talked about muscles, because muscle fibers are arranged in similar bundles called fascicles. And so this whole thing here is a nerve. Again, it consists of a whole bunch of axons. Another type of collection of nervous tissue is gray matter and white matter. As we can see in this cross-section of the spinal cord, there's gray matter, and along its periphery we can see white matter. In the brain, along the cerebral cortex, the very outer layer of the cerebrum, we have what is called gray matter, and deeper inside we can see white matter. White matter is primarily myelinated axons. Because of the makeup of the myelination, it gives this collection that white color. Gray matter, on the other hand, is a collection of unmyelinated axons, along with neuronal cell bodies, dendrites, axon terminals, and neuroglia. So the key thing to think about is that white matter consists primarily of the myelinated axons, and it's white due to the myelination, whereas gray matter is mainly gray because of the unmyelinated axons.